We celebrate festivals like Bhai Dooj and Raksha Bandhan. Is the brother sister bond special to our culture? Yes, it is. When we see mythologies from other parts of the world, we don't see them giving a similar importance to this relationship. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm reading book Devlok Devdutt Patnayak, and today I started reading part 24, Brothers and Sisters. So, let's continue. In Greek mythology, Apollo and Artemis are twins, but not much detail is provided about their relationship. In our Vedas and Purans, epics and Lokkathas, there's always a brother sister story. For instance, in weddings, the younger brother of the bride and her mother's brother, both play an important role. There's a very interesting story in the Vedas about Yam and Yami. Tell us about it. According to the Vedas, Yam and Yami are the world's first man and woman, and they near the end of their lives. Yami goes to Yam and says they should have a child, otherwise, there will be no human being left in the world after them. Yam says they are siblings, and it would be against dharma for them to procreate. This is a classic problem of primal twins. Every culture has its conflicts about the relationship between the first man and woman. How should we see Adam and Eve? They could be siblings, mother son, father daughter. Similarly, the Yam Yami relationship in the Vedas is controversial. After Yam dies, he becomes the first resident of Pitralok. As he has not left any son in the land of the living, he can never return to Bhulok, that is, be reborn. So he becomes a permanent resident of Pithlok and the god of death. Realizing the tragic situation, Yami starts weeping. It is said that she takes on the form of Yamuna, the river. Some say she becomes Yamini, the night, and dons a starry blanket for her brother. Some say that when the sun sets, it becomes Yam, who goes to Pitralok, and Yamini takes his place as the night sky. So they are destined to remain apart. Do the Purans have stories of brothers and sisters? The Purans talk of the Suryavansh and the Chandravansh. The former comes from Ikshvaku and the latter from Ela. These two are brother and sister. Although Ela was born male and known as Sudhyum, he later turns into a female, her children from the Chandravansh. In the Mahabharata, who was Draupadi's brother? She has two brothers. One is her twin, Drishtadyumna, who kills Drona. Draupadi and Drishtadyumna's elder brother is Shikhandi, who is born a woman and later becomes a man. His story is the opposite of Ela's. Did Draupadi consider Krishna her brother? In our society, we always wish to give a name to a relationship between a man and a woman. Simply, friendship between the two is not acceptable. So, this has been turned into a brother sister relationship. Krishna is Draupadi's Rakhi brother. According to one version, when Krishna kills Shishupal with his Sudarshan Chakra, his thumb is injured. Draupadi tears the end of her sari and ties it around his bleeding thumb. It is said that this is the origin of the custom of tying Rakhi. Krishna tells her that she is now his sister and he will always help her in time of trouble. And because she ties a piece of cloth, he gives her seemingly endless lengths of garment during the Vastraharan. Did the Kauravas and the Pandavas have sisters? When the Kauravas and the Pandavas are born, it is felt that there should be at least one girl too, because all the queens have given birth only to boys. So Dushala is born to Gandhari. Dushala's husband is Chaidrath, the king of Sindh, a characterless man. Once, during the Pandavas' exile, he tries to rape Draupadi, but the Pandavas save her in time. They want to kill Jayadratha, but Draupadi asks them to forgive him. otherwise, their sister will be widowed. The Mahabharata also has other siblings: Kripa Kripi, Hidimba Hidimbi, Rukmi Rukmini. It's easy to remember these names. Tell us their stories. Shantanu finds an infant brother and sister in the forest. He discovers that they are a rishi's children, so he brings them home. They are Kripa and Kripi. Kripa grows up to become an accomplished teacher of martial arts, and Kripi marries Dronacharya. Drone is poor and needs a job, so Kripa gets him the job of teacher of the Kauravas and the Pandavas. Both Kripa and Drone become their teachers. Eventually, fighting from the Kauravas side is Kurukshetra. When the Pandavas have to hide in the forest after their Lakshagraha, Lak Palace is burnt down. They meet the Rakshasas, Hitimba and Hitimbi. Bhim kills Hitimba in combat. Hidimbi is so awed by Bhim's strength that she falls in love with him and marries him. Rukmi and Rukmini are the prince and princess of Chedi. Rukmi wants his sister to marry Shishupal, but she is in love with Krishna. When Rukmi tries to stop her wedding to Krishna, Krishna becomes angry and goes to kill him. Rukmini pleads on behalf of her brother, so Krishna lets him off, but shaves half his head and mustache as a mark of humiliation. Rukmini ends up hating Krishna for the rest of his life. In the Mahabharata, he tries to take the Kauravas side, but they reject him, as do the Pandavas, so he is one of those few characters who do not participate in the war at all. So, this is it for today and for this part also. I'll continue this part in my next video. Till then, keep listening beautiful stories and keep smiling.